Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Keely Chalmers. With a look at your forecast, we do have some active weather moving in. We do have a marginal threat for severe weather across the eastern plains and really south of the metro area, Palmer Divide, as well as across the far eastern plains. Likely hearing a rumble of thunder, some just general run-of-the-mill thunderstorm activity for the metro area in the I-25 corridor this afternoon, starting after about 3 o'clock. But those storms certainly gaining strength as they head over across the eastern plains, and we are looking after about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the potential for some severe weather across the eastern plains. Let's take you outside right now, where we've got a beautiful shot of the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels. We've got some blue skies. A weak cold front did move through earlier today, and that is dropping those temperatures. So we're looking at, after making it up into the low to mid 70s yesterday in and around the metro area, we're looking at topping out in the upper 60s to right around 70 today. But certainly a gorgeous start to your Wednesday. We do have a few clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy skies right now outside 9 News and the 9 News studios. We're sitting at 51 degrees, winds at the east-northeast right around 6 miles per hour. So taking a look at our weather headlines for this Wednesday, we do have a risk again for some thunderstorms, both this afternoon and again tomorrow. Tomorrow, the risk does include the metro area for a marginal risk for severe weather. We'll talk about that in just a second. Today, again, the risk for severe weather to the south of the metro and to the east. We do have showers in the forecast again on Friday. We do look to stabilize the atmosphere, stabilizing a bit on Friday, so thunderstorms not quite as big of a risk on Friday, but it does look like it is going to be a cool and showery end to the work week, so not great for those happy hour plans to Friday evening. And then we are in store for a warm and mainly dry weekend. The fire danger will increase this weekend, though, with the temperatures increasing as well. Current temperatures, we're in the 50s and 60s across the plains, certainly cooler to the north. We're looking at 54 in Greeley, 51 in Denver, 53 again because that cold front has moved through from the north to the south. Still warmer, though, across the southern plains, 67 in Pueblo. We're at 66 in Trinidad and Lamar. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s in the mountains. So today we do have a higher risk for severe weather, as I mentioned, east and south, but we are expecting some afternoon and evening storms even here in the metro area. We're going to top out right around 68 degrees. Forecast highs, we're looking at 60s and 70s and some 80s down across the southern plains where that cold front can't quite sweep through, and 50s and 60s in the mountains. So marginal risk everywhere you see there in green across the eastern plains, and again the Palmer Divide and out east, so Sterling, Genoa, Burlington, Carson, Lamar. That does fall under, Colorado Springs right on the edge there, not including Denver, but again a marginal risk for severe weather, and the risk with the thunderstorms that break out in this area, the risks are large hail and strong winds. Futurecasts tracking those storms, and again developing after about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So this is 4 o'clock. We start to see those showers move in. A little bit of thunderstorm activity after about 5 o'clock in and around the metro area. Certainly the stronger storms down closer to the Palmer Divide, and they really strengthen as they head out across the eastern plains where they get that warmer, lower level moisture, and that's going to erupt into some severe thunderstorms after about 8, 9, 10 into the 11 o'clock hour out across the eastern plains. For the metro area, this is 5 o'clock this evening. We start to see the showers and the storms develop. 6 o'clock, likely rumbles of thunder in and around the metro area. The stronger storms to the south. After about 8 o'clock, the storms really start to pick up out across the eastern plains where we get those strong cells moving through and the threat for hail and those gusty winds. As for your forecast, we're looking at, again, staying partly sunny throughout the day, so those clouds increasing a bit. I think we're going to warm up a bit above 63 degrees. It's been trending a little bit warmer than some of these model forecasts for the afternoon hours, but thinking we'll probably stay in the mid to upper 60s. For tomorrow, a little bit cooler, 65 degrees. We do have a front moving through. That's going to keep those temperatures a bit cooler than today. We do have storms again developing late in the day, and of course it depends when that cold front moves through. If it is cooler, we don't get the instability, but we get the morning and daytime and afternoon heating, and then we get a cold front moving in later in the day. You get that cold air above the warm air at the surface, and that is what creates the instability. As we all know, heat rises, and that will mean we should get some severe thunderstorms breaking out across the eastern plains for tomorrow. But again, it really depends on when that cold front moves through. So forecast highs for tomorrow, 60s and 70s once again across the plains. So a marginal risk for tomorrow everywhere you see there in green. That does include the I-25 corridor, the metro area for hail and strong winds again. And that threat spreads across the eastern plains as well. So we'll put our forecast into motion for tomorrow. This is 1:30. We do start to see some spotty showers in and around the I-25 corridor. Thunderstorms breaking out after about 2 o'clock. And then we see some severe thunderstorms, stronger thunderstorms develop after about 4 o'clock in the afternoon out across I-76, I-70 as well, closer to Sterling, Burlington, Kit Carson. We'll likely see some of that stronger thunderstorm activity tomorrow afternoon. So your 7-day forecast, again, we have a decent chance for some storms tonight, a better chance for some storms tomorrow, again, depending on that cold front and the timing of that. If it comes in too early, then we don't get the surface warming that we need for those stronger storms. But at this point, it does look like we'll get enough heating at the surface. When that cold air moves in the upper levels of the atmosphere, that is going to create some instability, and we're going to see those storms erupt tomorrow. So chance tonight, chance tomorrow. Friday, a little bit cooler, so it doesn't look like we're going to get enough warming to create that unstable atmosphere. So we're just expecting some showery and cooler Friday for you. And then we warm up, and it looks like we're drying out as well. We're going to be in the mid-70s on Saturday, 80 degrees. It is going to be a gorgeous day, downright hot on Sunday. Lots of sunshine. And then as we head into next week, we are actually looking at some unsettled weather returning, as well as getting back to normal temperature-wise for this time of the year. You know, our normal high is 63 degrees, so we're going to be above that still on Monday, a little bit cooler, but still sunshine. And then we do have some wet weather, a little bit of unsettled weather, it looks like, moving into our forecast. At this point, we're going to keep tracking whether it's going to be any type of storms, but temperatures still on the cooler side with highs in the 60s, so we're not expecting any severe weather at this point for next Tuesday. Again, just keeping our eye on this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon for the most part for those severe thunderstorms, hail, large hail, and gusty winds out across the eastern plains. So we will keep tracking the storms throughout the day. Stay tuned to 9 News Plus and the 9 News family of networks for the latest on these storms. For now, I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Keely Chalmers. Have a great day.